Thank you for hanging out with me today. This is Blink99, and we're going to be taking a look at a game called SnowRunner. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. Well, this is an off-road experience. You drive powerful vehicles and overcome extreme open environments to complete dozens of challenging missions solo, or you can even co-op with 3 additional friends. What I do know about the game is it came out in 2021, and since then has had like 4 different seasons, obviously since the year it came out, well, this year being the fourth, and tons and tons of DLC content, with all sorts of vehicles, decals, missions. Because of new vehicles, it opens up more mission types and so on and so forth. Um, I have played several hours so far. At first, it was supposed to be my typical 30 minutes just to get my bearings on how to play the game. Uh, but what I come to learn very quickly, this is a uh, just you trial and error basically. Over and over and over and over again. I think yesterday I spent nearly 6 hours trying to figure out the game. Of course, I'm not reading any material or walkthroughs or nothing like this. It's just learning by trial and error. You'll see, maybe you go to Steam or something like this and look at the trailer, and knowing which type of vehicles can go in what type of environment, mud, what kind of truck components you need, and things like this. And then you all will see, there was like one part in the game, and I'll show you all, where it literally took me nearly 1 hour to go through mud, for something that I think should be 5 minutes. So what I also learned is that it's a game of patience, really. But it's really rewarding. I'm still hooked on this game. Um, what can I say? It's like a boy playing in dirt, with big powerful machines. There's just this gratifying um, feel to it. So let's get going. Let's start a new game. New game. We're gonna do a new campaign. This is my son. This is my trial. So we're gonna go ahead and do a new one. And basically, yeah, you start with just one vehicle. You'll see it here in a second. And yeah, it gives you already a mission. So welcome to Michigan. This is the first map. Thank you for joining our recovery and maintenance effort after devastating flood. We need all the help available to repair the bridge that collapsed. It's our only link to the other side of the river. So here's the 3 missions. First, you need to find a watchtower to get a view of your surroundings. Then you will have to find a truck capable of transporting the materials needed to repair the bridge. And after the bridge is repaired, you'll be able to reach your first garage. So the garage is basically your base. This first 2 missions is kind of a intro to the game, so you can learn how to play the game. Now, some of you may know, some of you may not, so on and so forth. You may see other streamers. Some people have the actual like steering wheel and the shifting box and the gas pedals. I was thinking to buy that, but I heard some people said they didn't like it in the end because there's a lot of key bindings that you need that those controllers don't have. So what I've heard and seen is people just use a typical controller, whether it's an Xbox or PlayStation controller, and a keyboard. So that's the setup I have. Maybe one day I do have an Xbox steering wheel, gas pedal. Maybe I'll give it a go and let you all know, or even do a video on it and let you all know if it's a good experience or not. So I'm going to go ahead and take the controller in my hand. Right now you see the OK as a space bar, but as soon as I switch, automatically detected my controller, and as you can see, since I have an Xbox, it's the X button. So yeah, so we start out with this vehicle, GMC I think it is. Let me remove the handbrakes. First move should be to scout the new area. Now I'm going to go in settings right now and disable all that because I know it already. And I don't want that popping up and bugging you all. Yeah, it shouldn't have came up. Oh, it's because it's the first time I've played it, so yeah. Alright, so we'll just have to deal with it for the moment. So starting the engine, and in the right bottom part you see the handbrake is on, so I just have to press the right bumper and it disables the handbrake. If I hold down the left bumper, I'm not going to go into all this for you all. I imagine you just want to see me play the game, but it's really detailed, right? You have to turn on your all-wheel drive. If you have four-wheel drive, you can shift into low gear, neutral, and reverse, so on and so forth. So yeah, you really kind of have to know what you're doing. Like, when do you need to turn on the four-wheel drive, right? And when do you need to shift it into low gear? Um, as you play the game, and you'll see it if you watch mine. Yeah, there it's describing the instructions. You'll see, or you can take damage, so you have to be really careful in the game. But I've noticed that damage, or at least I was partially aware of what I'm doing, and I didn't notice any hard damage to where I totally broke the vehicle. Except for once, I think I went in deep water and immediately the water got in the engine and rendered it useless. But what with any vehicle, all you have to do is go to your, whoops, sorry. In this case, it's the up button, and then you can see the options on the left. So there's the car we have. We have a Chevrolet CK 1500. But on the left, you have a winch. You can stop the engine, change the truck if you have multiple trucks out in the field, delete the trailer, and recover. Recover will just take your vehicle straight to the garage. So you don't have to recover it yourself. It just goes straight there. And it's also a way to fast travel. So I'm just going to go out of that menu. You can see on the left, the bottom part with the tire, the gas tank, the engine, the gear, and the suspension. You'll see when you take damage, you'll start to see the health of those. Maybe when we get into more severe terrain, maybe that will become way more important. And then you have your fuel. Luckily in the game, there's no fuel, no cost to the fuel, so thank goodness for that. So you can see the magnifying glass. That's my mission to go, and you can kind of see there's a watchtower there. So that's where we're going to go. There is a map, so I'm going to zoom out here. We're going to go to that watchtower. We can see there's a watchtower right here, and they're all marked on here, just watchtowers. As you discover or get to the watchtowers, it opens up, and you can see the radius there. It'll open up the map permanently, and you can see the different missions out there. Maybe there's some vehicles and things like this. So it's kind of you have to explore, right? You could explore yourself without having to go to the towers, but yeah, you're gonna want to go and do that. As you do missions and different things like that, rescuing vehicles and doing deliveries. Oh yeah, let me turn the volume down. Let me fix that real quick. You'll gain experience. There we go. You'll gain experience, and let me see. Oh yeah, is it here? Nope. I'll show you that here in a second. Nope. Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I think it's when you're at the garage. So you have the map, and on the left you can see where you are. You can have the vehicle. You have different watchtowers. I can click it and it goes to that watchtower. So that's pretty handy, because you'll see the map will start to flood with icons, and you want to locate them quite quickly. All right. So it looks like we can't go this way. Why? Oh, there we go. Reading terrain. You will encounter different kinds of terrain, such as road. Well, yeah, of course, a road, dirt, mud, deep mud, water, rocky slides, snow, and ice. Only the most experienced drivers well-equipped vehicles can drive on any kind of terrain. When in doubt, there is no shame in avoiding danger. You can find out more about the different types of terrain in the codex available when I press the menu button. Alright, so, whoops. So I'm going to press the menu button. Here's the codex, and you can read about the different categories that you want. Uh, when you do get to the garage, there will be an option where you can view the profile of your character. And as I said, the more missions you do, your character begins to gain experience. And the experience basically opens up other vehicles, upgrades that you can purchase for your vehicle. Now, the water over there is too deep for this vehicle, I assume. Actually, I've never tried. But yes, I can bust through those roadblocks right there and attempt the drive, but this is a introduction to the game and they kind of want you to go this way. And you can see right there, water danger. So later on, you know, maybe you have to buy what they call a snorkel, which prevents the water going into the engine and things like this. So you'll see it as I get there. It's pretty cool, pretty detailed. I'm really enjoying this game, even with the headaches of the learning curve, but that's part of the gaming experience. Refueling stations, like I said, you can come here and refuel. No cost at all, which is great. So for here, X and refuel with 6 liters and go. I still have my all-wheel drive on. Here we got some mud. Let's see if we can go through that. Don't know if I have to shift to low or not. Yep, see dangerous water level. Am I gonna pull through? Are we gonna pull through? We're moving slowly, slowly. Here you can see they want you to basically use the winch. So in this case, I am stuck. Well, no, I'm not, but for fun, because they want you to, I'm going to show you the winch. So on the left, I select winch, pick which part of the vehicle the winch will be on, and then I can pick the anchor. You see it's indicated by the dots. So I'm going to pick the tree in front of me. Obviously, if you have small bushes, that you're going to tear the bush. Whoops, looks like I fell backwards. The tree in front of me, whoops, I keep pressing the wrong button. Fell out of view for my winch anchor point there. And then I just have to press Y. And it winches me out of there, out of the muck. See? And then I can let go and then continue my drive. The winch is so critical in this game, I tell you. Sooner or later we will catch up to where I left off, so I'm not going to be playing the game anymore until it's just going to be straight up videos with you all. But yeah, it's going to be really cool, really fun. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Obviously, if you do, please hit that like button. It lets me know if you want to see more of this content. So we discovered the watchtower. Good job, you discovered your first watchtower. Discovering watchtowers will reveal parts of the map. To repair the bridge, you will need a bigger vehicle to transport materials. Open your map to look at your surroundings. Objective, find a truck capable of transporting the materials needed to repair the bridge. Alright, so let's go to map and see, there you go. It opened up that radial black spot. Now it's open. So we can look in here. Do we see a truck anywhere? And obviously right here, there's even says truck. So what you can do on this game, actually it's going to probably say here in a second, is by pressing trigger buttons, in the case of the Xbox, you can create nav points. So we'll have to drive here, and then up to there. Alright, and then I go out, and then you see the blue waypoints. Basically your nav system, almost. And yes, you can go anywhere you want in the game if your vehicle can handle it. Whoops. Yeah, look at there, I just went around for no reason. Sorry for moving the camera a lot. That's one complaint I have, is most of the time I'm looking dead straight like this, when I would love to have a little bit of a view. I don't know how do I say, make the third person go further back with the controller, so I'm using my mouse at the moment, using the mouse wheel to scroll out so I get more of a view. And let's go down slowly. We don't want to create any damage on our vehicle. Now obviously I don't have to go through this mud spot. Could have went around it in the grass, but What fun is that? I want to get muddy. I want to see mud, muck flying around. There is daylight and night in the game, and luckily you can fast forward the time. So far, I haven't had any time constraints. There are timed missions on here, but I haven't played any of those because, yeah, I don't. And I may not in the video because I'm assuming if I fast forward time, let's say keep it on daylight, it may negatively impact the timed mission. So yes, in the game you can fast forward time, so it can always be daylight. I wish there would be just an option where you can say daylight all the time, but yeah. So we discovered the truck. You have found your first highway truck. Highway, notice that. Not really in the mud. This truck is designed for roads, so there are no off-road options included. Try not to fall into the swamp or drive into a deep mud with it. You can find out more about the different types of trucks in the codex. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to switch. Oh, why is it wanting to enter the truck? Open the function. Oh, change truck. Yep. And then, whoops. Oh, I jumped ahead too much. Let's do that again. Change truck. Switch. Good. It's not the best truck for the job, but it'll have to do. The company Steel River Township is waiting for you to repair the bridge. You can find the contracts like this one in the map menu. Press the map menu, and on the top left you can see I can use my bumpers. Go down to the contracts, select it. Some contracts are locked and some will be open. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and select this one and then activate the mission. As we can see there, I'll need to deliver 1 metal beam and 2 wooden planks. And then that's 350 experience and $2,100. So let's activate it. Additional markers have appeared. The one in the town with the 3 boxes is a storage facility where you'll be able to pick up the required cargo. The marker near the broken bridge with the helmet indicates that this is the delivery spot. So let's go check out the town storage. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. A little bit slow. I wish there was a quicker way. So for fun, I'm going to place the markers. So we're going to go down here. This looks like the quicker way. And then all the way here. And then we should see there. Okay, jumping out. We are now ready to repair the bridge. This truck has space for cargo. Every truck, body, or trailer has a different cargo capacity measured in slots. This truck is able to transport 2 slots of cargo. Objective, find the materials you will need to repair the bridge and deliver them to the bridge, basically. So we can see there's our first truck. And what is it? The GMC MH 9500. Alright, let's start going. Whoop. Got the handbrake, release it, and now I can drive. We can see already it has no 4-wheel drive indicated on the lower right. So it's just automatic drive, and we can go into low gear, but there is no all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. So that's why they said we need to be very careful we don't get in the mud, otherwise we're going to get stuck very quickly. And I tell you, I got stuck in this vehicle many a time. So it's not going. So let's see what happens if I go into low gear. Remember, you can use the gearbox all-wheel drive if it's capable. Obviously this one is not. And sometimes it's all about momentum. So sometimes just giving it a reversal and then going up can help. So let me back up and see if I can realign better here. Not working. Do we have a winch on this? We do. Alright, let's head to that pole there. And let's use it. Like I said, that winch is the best thing to have to use. It'll get you out of almost everything. See, I released it with the momentum of already with the wheels gripping and going forward. Good suspension. Pop, pop. And you'll see if I go too hard. Let's see if I can maybe create a damage by accident. I'm not going to if it doesn't. Basically what will happen is you'll get how much damage points occurred with whatever you do. It'll appear right in the center of the car vehicle, and then it'll disappear. So it gives you like a 3-second view of the damage, but of course you have the lower left health bars or health circles for each of the parts of the vehicle. There's no traffic in the game, so no need to worry about those stop signs. There's no fines or anything like that in this game, thank goodness. So we go to this yellow box, stop. In this case, press X for the cargo manager. So if you recall, one metal beam will be needed and the 2 planks, but right now it wants the beams, as you can see on the upper right, 1 beam. And here, press A to load, and there it is. There are a couple ways to load a selected cargo. Automatic loading provides a simple and fast way of loading without the use of a crane. On the left, you can see the crane symbol, and if your vehicle has a crane, then you can load it yourself. Not that I really want to get into that kind of detail. So, you may attach trailers found out in the wilds. So right behind us, for example, is a trailer. Since I already know it, the first one nearest to us is brick, and the next one is repair tools, I think it's called. But we don't need any of that. We want planks. So, but you will find multiple trailers throughout the game. You just back up into them and then hit the up, and then there's an attach menu item that you can press, and it'll attach it. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be pretty close to perfect to get it to attach correctly. So theoretically I could maybe go to the lumber, is it called lumber? I think it was called lumber. Pressing the brake, going to the map. We saw it down here, yeah, the lumber mill. So theoretically I could go down here and look for... Alright, so we saw at the lumber mill, and we can see there's already a sideboard trailer. So theoretically, yes, I could go down there and attach the trailer, but like I said, the game is quite detailed. If I add a trailer, then that's adding more weight to the pull. And as you remember, this truck is not quite good in dirt, as we saw how quickly I got stuck. So I'm just going to leave it as is, one by one, basically, and it kind of tells you one at a time on the upper right. I am going to go through the water this time, because remember, this is a highway road car and not a mud car, so I'm going to avoid the mud, and I'm going to bust through these blocks here. Luckily, there's not really much damage in that, and I'm going to go slowly so I don't slam into the ground. Let's see if we can get up this. No problem at all. Right through it. Alright, go through that. No, sorry, I didn't put the nav points. I just already know where we need to go. Basically, it's where we started, right ahead with that fork, or the Y. To the right is where we came from, and to the left is where the bridge. As you can see, the little icon pointed me in that direction. And basically all I have to do is go within the yellow, like when we picked up the beams, just go there and then unload. And we stop. X, A to, what's this, unloading, we don't need to read it. A to unload. Now what would be really cool is if they did this like the the construction simulator. Imagine them adding that in here so that you can actually build the bridge. That would be pretty cool. All right, now the next part, as at upper right, says we need 2 wooden planks. So let's go get that. I can't remember how many slots the planks need. So if it's 2, we're good. If it's 1, then we'll have to do 2 trips, or we grab a trailer and bring it with us. So let's head on over there. I think we can take this shortcut. We're gonna attempt it just so we can give it a go. New view. And I don't even remember if I did this, to be honest, with this vehicle. We got the handy dandy winch if we need help. I'm gonna try to go full speed, so momentum is key. Ooh, that's a lot of water. So always stop, check it out. Looks pretty shallow. I think we're safe. Don't just go running in or you'll regret it, trust me. So my videos might be more of a playthrough, or not a playthrough, well yeah, like a walkthrough. Try not to make it a walkthrough, but I think it's going to end up being like that because, like I said, the game is really a trial and error, and you don't want to be watching me driving and making mistakes for 6-7 hours or whatever it is, you know. So I like to do it in a way where I can complete the missions and you can see the results. So so we got 2 arrows. Let's see. Lumber mill looks like the best place to get those wooden planks you need. Time to get it done. Of course, right? Got some mud. So it looks like we can either grab that trailer, which we see has 2 plank piles already on it, or let's see, can we fit 2 on the bed of the truck? Looks like we can. Always keep in mind that every cargo has a different size and requires a particular number of slots. And luckily we don't have to pay for any of this, so let's give it a try. There we go. So one thing I learned, and this is that trial and error I was telling you about, when you're pulling a trailer, that's extra weight, extra momentum, and it gets nasty. That's where I was spending that 1 hour pulling one trailer when I could have used a truck. There's a truck later that we'll get that has a bed, and because the distribution of the weight and the center point, you can drive much easier when the cargo is on the bed of the truck versus pulling a trailer. So I'm personally going to stay away from trailers until we really need them. And yes, we will need them, I suppose. What I'll also let you all know is I am not going to do these little tricks and hacks that you kind of might see from other people. Not that they're bad. Some people, I think I read, where they sell all the beginner vehicles, and then you can travel to the other maps and then buy, like, I don't want to say end game truck, but a really darn good truck that just makes life easy and fast. I don't think the developers intended that. I'm assuming that's just my personal opinion. I'd rather try to play the game as they intended. So I will use the beginner vehicles and work my way up to the further vehicles. The only feature I'm gonna quote-unquote abuse, but I think the developers are okay with that because they put it there, is the recover feature. That's kind of like you can be on one side of the map, finish the mission, and just hit the recover, and boom, you're back on the other end of the map. Yeah, besides that, that will be the only thing I'm gonna do. That's kind of abusing the system in a sense, and not driving all the way back. Again, it's for the making good content for you all and not bore you with just the driving, even though it is a kind of a driving simulator, to be honest. So let's drop off the cargo. 1, 2. Boom. You have been promoted. You've reached rank 2. Contract completed. I got 3,000. Well, 2,100 with now my balance being 3,000. Well, ain't that beautiful? Looks just like it did in the old days. Now you can leave the peninsula and reach the garage. Start looking for your next contract. On the left it says new driver rank unlocked. When you get enough experience, you get a new driver rank. Every rank provides you with new options regarding vehicles and add-on purchasing. Objectives may also require you to reach a certain driver rank before they are unlocked. Exactly. Every contract completed will provide you, yeah, that's what I told you, gives you money and experience. Bridge repaired, great job. You repaired the bridge and completed your first contract. Now the town is reconnected with the rest of the region. Time to find the garage, which is now marked on the map. Find the garage. So going to the map, looking down here. Interesting. I thought it's supposed to show it. Oh, it's down this way. Oh, there it is. So there's the map, and so we have to figure our way there. It's all black, so there's a watchtower there, so let's just head on that way. It looks like we may need to make a right here or a left. Let's see. So once we get to the garage, that's where I'm gonna end the video. So let's get to that garage. Looks like nighttime is approaching. Need to be careful. I don't know if I should take the truck, this big truck, or the little truck. Let's take this one for now. If we get stuck, we can quickly jump. Now I already know where the garage is, but for those who don't know, we do have road signs. So the left is gas, and right is garage. So let's go to the right. See a lot of swamp, a lot of water. See, I just drove over a rock, so it's quite detailed. If I go so fast and I hit a rock, it might cause damage. So we do need to take care of the driving. Look to the right, because over here is a watchtower somewhere. I think it's still up ahead. Now what I don't know if this game has seasons, because in my other game it was raining and mud, and where I told you it just took so much time just to traverse one little spot. There's a watchtower. But remember, this vehicle is not an off-road vehicle. I'm even chancing it being on this one. Yeah, so you need a proper vehicle to reach that one. Got some road here, that's good. You can see off to our left, muddy field. There's a vehicle there sitting. That happens to be a mission, just letting you know ahead of time. And there's a farm up to our left there. But again, we're just going to go straight to the garage. I'm going to press L on my keyboard to turn on the lights. It's still dusk, so it's still enough light, but you can see you get a little fog and it's hard to see, so I'm always got the camera viewed down like this, which kind of gets boring after a while, and you kind of lose track where you're going, because you want to plan ahead, right? If there's water or something in the way, you don't want to go in the way. Now right here, it's all mud at one point, and here, from here to the water took me almost an hour with a trailer, and it was all mud. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there was an update and they changed this, because I tell you, it was driving me like I almost wanted to rage quit, because that shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't have to take an hour dragging a trailer for that amount of, so see right there, what was that, 5-10 seconds? Instead it took me an hour. Even with using the winch and getting the proper spacings. Anyways, enough complaining. It's good, it looks all good. So let's get to our garage. I'll do one extra thing just so you all see it. Garage discovered. You have discovered your first garage. What you have done so far is the meat of the game. Explore and discover watchtowers, complete contracts, earn rewards, and find garages to improve or buy new vehicles. Now let's get inside. So we'll drive up. There we go. Remember that you can find all the tutorial hints and more useful info in the different topics in the game codex, of course. Contract completed. We now have almost 4,000. Get to the garage. You can use the garage to turn your truck into a real monster. The local swamps will be your new stomping ground. When you're ready, take on a contract and get yourself out there. Alright, let's get inside. I'm just going to go very quickly. Don't want to bug you all with this. So here's our garage. I can press tab and there's extra slots for more vehicles as you acquire them. You highlight the one you want. So in this case, the GMC. You can go here, customize it. You can change the engines. So you can see there's one locked and one open. I can spend 2,500 and get this one. When I go down, you'll see the stats for the vehicle right here in the center where it says GMC, and notice I think it's the durability. Yeah, well, you can see they change as you select the different engine types. So you lose some, you gain some, so you pick the right one for the right vehicle. You got the gearboxes. You can see they're locked, and you see the requirement: explore the Alaska or North America to find this item, or maybe it's both. Well, you have to just find it. So there, and I'll show you maybe in the next video. Throughout the map, you'll see there's icon says upgrades, and then you can discover them. So yeah, so you have all these abilities. You can then change the visuals. The problem is it costs money, and I don't want to waste money on visuals because it's more important to get the parts we need to play the game. And yes, it matters. Maybe later on we'll be earning so much money that it just doesn't matter. Okay, so let me just quickly leave the garage. Oh, yeah, it wants me to travel. Yeah, so first thing you need to do is pack it up. So on the bottom it says retain, so that's kind of like putting it in a container, if you will. And then at the bottom again it says press Y to go to the global map. And then at the top right we can go to Alaska, we can go to Taimyr, there's Kola Peninsula, but that's a DLC. As you can see, it's locked. Yukon, Wisconsin, Amur, Dawn, Maine, Tennessee, Glades, Ontario, British Columbia, Scandinavia, North Carolina. Yeah, just a lot out there. And then each map, so here in the case of Michigan, we have Black River, then there's Smithville Dam, Island Lake, and Drummond Island. And in order to get to those, you have to get to the tunnels that are in each of the maps to then unlock the next map. So just look at all that content. Okay, some of them are smaller, so that only has 2. Ooh, yellow rock. Yeah, and some that only has 1. I think the North Carolina is the newest one, and the Glades got 4, so on and so forth. So we need to go to Alaska, it says. So we go here, select it. We want to go to the garage, A, and it loads up the map. And then we can see we have no vehicles here, right? But we can then, at the bottom, we have the truck storage. I can click it, and there's my vehicle that I retained, but it says I can deploy it down at the bottom right, hit A, and now this vehicle is located in Alaska. So quickly leave the garage with the truck just to show you. Welcome to Alaska. Now you know the basics of the game. It's up to you to scout, accept contracts, upgrade, or buy new vehicles, and conquer the wilderness. Complete contracts in Alaska might be tougher because of the weather conditions. If you want to be prepared, you are free to come back to Michigan and explore Alaska later. Yeah, so basically the maps get harder and harder with better vehicles, obviously, to handle those kind of terrains. And we can see it, there's snow. Right. Now I don't have to go far to show you, where I can go back into the garage. So I'm going to show you the recover feature. Are you sure you want to recover it? And boom, you're back in the garage. Costs nothing. So let's retain it. Let's go back to Michigan. And we're going to go to the garage. And we'll be back in our garage. And then let's bring our truck back, deploy. Now it's back in Michigan. So I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. As I said before, please hit that like button. It lets me know if you like this content. And if you guys do, I will definitely make more of this. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll be alerted when I do upload a new video. I do play other games. This is just a new one that I'm adding to my list, my library. Again, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.